All right, guys. So yeah, I'm definitely here for this one. This is definitely going to be an interesting take. I'm your host, BMT, coming at you again with another one, and this is going to be that of a live. I should have got on earlier, but I didn't. But I'm here for this one. I'm hosting on a few other channels also to definitely do my due diligence for this one. And I was also recommended this, and I waited. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait to see what other content creators had to say, if they were going to even touch on it, talk about it, bring it up. A lot of them like to bang on Umar Johnson. A lot of them like to used to talk about unifying, coming together. A lot of them like to talk about X, Y, Z, all that of the woes. Ready for the next one. Um, of accountability. So here we have it right here. That happening right now. And I have the videos. I scoured around. Very few people actually talked about it in a manner on how I thought it should have been addressed. Yes, I thought it should have been addressed. Some of them were like, "Oh, I just want to hear some people say this," and then no. Either you're going to talk about it or not. Either you're going to bring it up or not. Either you're going to get into it or not. Like, don't worry about what other people are going to say or perceive you as. Just do it. Just talk about it. And this is under that of the guy, the one, the only, the brother Polite. If y'all don't know who he is, I'm going to pull him up on there. My one of my moderators, Hatch Dragon. You can drop that in the chat. Who Brother Polite is, if they need to see a video of him. But we're going to go over uh, that of the hypocrisies. I'm probably going to do like an hour or two, probably an hour or two of this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of amazed at how there was something on New Jack City. It was this slogan that they used to say, "Am I my brother's keeper?" Because you hear a lot of men talk about that they want to be the men. You hear a lot of women talk about how they want strong, affirming. But then when this pro-black, what's going on, MOT? Shout out to you, bro. When it comes time to actually see if they're going to actually put their own on the cross, oh, that starts going out the window. Oh yeah, they were trying to say he was doing plea bar. Nah, bro. Hey, the state of Florida, they did the homework. I gotta get the state of Florida. The process did the work. The process did what that the Negroes didn't want to do. They lacked the gauze or the callous to actually hold that accountable, what needed to be held accountable and put down. Y'all talk everything, the black woman, the black man. But now all of a sudden, you have it where they did the research at the hospital. The state got involved. They did everything. He went and got his lawyer, started going around threatening, "I'm going to sue this, I'm going to sue that. I'm going to play all those videos." And then after all that was said and done, you had where, "I'm not going to say anything against my brother. I'm going to just let the process." I said, "Oh, so now the side letters, now the Q butters, now all these Hemotep brothers about the white Anglo-Saxon, all you black men and women that dashiki it up, cocoa butter, sell the bean pies, X, Y, Z. All of y'all are quiet now. But you want to be looked at as figureheads in that of the black society. I don't see no Roland Martins talking about it. I don't see that. What's that doctor? What's that dude? What's that black man? That black man what's his channel? He be talking about the white man and he be debating Brandon Tatum and stuff. This is crazy that black content creators don't want to talk about that of the process doing its job. Y'all were so happy to talk about Keke Palmer. Y'all were so happy to talk about Derrick Jackson. Y'all were so happy to talk about all the nigga shit. But here it comes to talking about some actual accountability shit. Y'all quiet. You ain't got nothing to say. You done lost your nuts. Y'all worry more about goddamn transgenders. You worry more about the white community, but you don't worry about a man, Nolan, who scammed y'all and now has done all kind of sick Satan shit, and now he gets brought down by a 14-year-old in the goddamn system. Ain't that a bitch? So y'all, it seems to me y'all lost the guidance to do what you need to do to put down those who need to be rotted out. You mean to tell me it took a single mother household to get rid of Brother Polite? I mean, excuse me, fuck Polite. Get rid of Nolan? Well, damn. Sinetta, Umar Johnson. Y'all two motherfuckers are always talking shit. Y'all motherfuckers quiet as fuck. Boosie, why you quiet, nigga? All you black men that are like running over there to Adam 22 and all them goofy ass channels, now all of a sudden, y'all niggas, it's just like y'all just disappeared. Holy shit. Was there a Thanos snap? Did the Thanos snap? Did we miss the rapture of niggas? All you Itmore brothers, yes, you Itmore brothers. Where the fuck y'all at? So all these black men that like to report the news, gossip, and X, Y, and Z, now y'all don't got shit to say about Polite. You're too afraid to talk about this fuck nigga that has been that's gone through the due process, already had his passport visa taken. Oh yeah, they get ready to sentence his ass. He can't get out of that shit. See, I took my time. I took my time. DMT waited. I shut up. I wanted to see if the pro-blacks were going to have the balls to actually convict their own and say, we don't fuck with this type of behavior. But of course, guess what? Wakanda failed another one. Why are we not surprised? Why are we not surprised? Why are we not surprised? What's up, Venus? What's up, Queen? What's up, Chill Out? What's up, everyone? Oh, yes, BMT gonna talk about this one. I told y'all I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait. Don't say, oh, yeah, BMT, I was gonna get to know, nigga. You had goddamn 10 motherfucking days. That's enough for Jesus to goddamn flood the goddamn earth. So I don't want to hear shit about Dr. CB right now. You had all the time to say something. You were too afraid y'all want to get evicted from y'all goddamn Wakanda. Told y'all, you can't trust these motherfuckers. Can't trust them at all. Oh, yes. Let me go get my lemonade. BMT done did his research. Sat down. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My spirit said yes. Fired up. Let me go get in my office. But I want to make sure I do y'all right. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You didn't want to be kicked off. So we allowed the men to try to say they wanted to be the men. Y'all were quiet. So going after them damn girls who y'all say are the thoughts, y'all got to shut the fuck up now. Because you lack the resolve to goddamn persecute a man. To all the women that said y'all wanted to see accountability in the community, take a back seat. You don't get no talk time with me. No, baby. Y'all could have said some shit, but you didn't talk your shit. No. Now, not to say after I do what I do, go do your research. Study to show thy self-approval. What's going on? I had to go put on the battle armor BMT. Get me 2 beers, some water. Goddamn. So we here. Right? And we're gonna be surgical about this. We're gonna be very surgical. Let me go ahead and grab because all these men and women that love talking about this gender shit, and none of them wanted to touch this type of shit. Come on, man. Fall back. Let me work. Let me work. Okay? I got y'all. Y'all gonna sit back. I'm very good. So let's go ahead and grab this for y'all. Okay, let's grab this for y'all. All right. Let's grab this. Everything I talk about, you can literally, or anything I go over, it's in my description. So you can go to these people's channel, you can support them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to G Lee. G Lee was also a content creator who was talking about it. It's very few because they're afraid that I don't want to seem like I'm anti that of progressing the black conversation. No, you hindering the conversation if you ain't gonna call this out. So let's get at that. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna share screen this. Hold on. I'm still trying to get used to this iMac shit. Share tab audio. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So what we have right here. Now, this right here had already happened. Motivational speaker arrested for February assault on teen, right? In Miami Beach. Now, this was in August 19, 2021. Okay, Michael Noack Jr., also Brother Polite, as Negroes like to call him, right? Let's go see what the world got to say about this Negro, okay? We got to see what the world going to say about this Negro. Uh-oh, we got a sister talking. What's going on?
Post, but now the social media influencer, motivational speaker, is making headlines for the wrong reason. NBC6 reporter Kim Nguyen is live in Miami Beach tonight with more on the arrest of the man known as Brother Polight. Kim.
Yeah, well, Jawan, the suspect surrendered here at the Miami Beach Police Department earlier this week. Police charged him with sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl. We did speak with his lawyer earlier tonight, who says that these charges are false. This is the mugshot of 37-year-old Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged
sexual what? 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 What?
So known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl.
That looks like a real document to me. That looks like a real document to me.
Girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked to. Defense attorney David Terrace.
Ladies, y'all got to stop leaving y'all children with these dudes that y'all are just romantically involved in. If they ain't, no. And I know a lot of men don't like me saying that shit. No. I don't want to hear no shit. Well, you don't know. He might mean what? No, it's 2023, baby. 2023. No, fuck that. I wouldn't even leave my children with a motherfucker. No. Too many people got too many agendas these days. If they can't listen, some people will just fuck with you just to get at your turn. Fuck that. No.
Says his client is innocent.
Once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
According to the police report, Nowak, a motivational speaker and author who lives in L.A., asked the woman if he could take her daughter to an after party at a club in Miami. The report states Nowak took the teen to his hotel after seeing that the club was closed. Police say the suspect gave the teen alcohol and started dancing and touching the teen inappropriately.
I need to know what's see, let me say it, and to the brother, I can't even say that whole name. I'll just call you the collector. Right? I'm just gonna say the collector. Because I put into Google search Brother Polight being sentenced. Right? I didn't see no YouTube. Y'all pro-black channels must be underground. Y'all must be off the grid. Y'all must be on Rumble or some shit. Y'all must be beyond the reach of man. The channels I pulled up are only a few days. They're like months apart, and I could do it again. This, ain't nobody will talk. Ain't nobody banging at it like this. Shout out to
her breast, inner thighs, and buttocks. It goes on to say Nowak tried to force the teen to perform oral sex on him. The teen allegedly passed out and woke up to Nowak trying to make her throw up.
These are serious allegations, but in any situation, there is always motive. There is always a lot behind the scenes that the public is not going to be able to see.
The report states that the girl's mother found her intoxicated and possibly on drugs, with severe swelling on her mouth and lips. It later states Nowak told the mother not to call police because it would ruin his career. Nowak was served with a DNA warrant in June and surrendered to police on Monday. Terrace says the police report is only an allegation. And Nowak claims to have written more than 90 books. In an interview, he also claims to have several wives. For now, we're reporting live in Miami Beach.
Why did that come up? He has written 90 books and he has 7 wives. Why did that come up? I swear, dude. When they be telling these goddamn Negro goddamn accolades, it don't be sounding good, bro. It don't ever be sounding fucking good. It never sounds good.
Kim Wynn, NBC6 News.
Listen, that didn't sound. Hey, that was not a.
Bring it in. Work smarter. No.
That was not a braggable. That was not a braggable thing. So if you have 7 wives, why you out there taking a teenager to a goddamn why you taking a teenager out? See, that's another thing about I have a real stark problem with this grooming thing that we've been seeing a lot of on these campsites. Oh, thank you, Sexy Red. I appreciate the $1. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sexy Red. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, when it comes to the grooming, the 7 wives, that's not I don't know about y'all. That's not a flex. I mean, why would you openly put that out there in front of in the United States? I have 7 wives. I think black men just love getting fucked up by the system. Yeah, I got 7 wives, not documented, but I'm in the U.S. Really? Tell us more. Like, why would you say that shit out loud? I have 7 wives, but I took a 14-year-old to a hotel. What you're portraying is that black men have an over hypersexual problem. So you're saying your 7 wives are not good enough. Hell, your 1 wife ain't good enough. Sometimes, man, I really think y'all got to start thinking this shit out thoroughly before y'all start saying, I got 2 wives, so what's wrong with the first wife? I got 4 wives, but I would like a girl who hasn't matured yet. I'm like, what? What? Dude, you're over 40. What the fuck you talking about? Your time is, you close to Jesus, nigga. You about to go night-night soon. Like, why? What are we doing? So what I'm going to play for y'all is something, his words. Because at that point, as much as y'all like jumping on panels and having y'all panel gender war, jargon, debates, and all that cool monkey shit, y'all were silent. Y'all should have pulled this, y'all should have ripped this dude's head off. But I understand some men are scared. There's a lot of men that are scared. Fair use. Let me go ahead and play this this Negro animal talking point. Let's hear what he has to say. Shout out to Night and Day Network. Motivational speaker Brother Polite addresses rumors. So he's gonna address the rumors. He's about to shut y'all down. Go. Oh, who the hell is that? We don't know who the hell that is. Hold on, baby. We don't got time to see you, white woman. Get out the way, white woman.
That contradicts what I'm saying.
Polite, speak.
I'm asking you out of respect to my family, by the matter. there's been a rumor spread. There's two main rumors that's been spread. But the main rumor is that I have pled guilty to child molestation. So let me clear up the two things that need to be addressed.
Mhm.
Did I make a plea? There's been no plea. Did I plead guilty to child molestation? Never did. So the people that are spreading this rumor, I'm asking you out of respect to my family, respect to my wives, respect to
So you said respect to your family, but yet you like getting online, flossing money, flossing all kind of jewelry and nigga trinkets. Your fashion sucks. You like flossing all that shit, but you want respect to your family and your community, but yet you like to showboat nigga shit. And see, this is why I have a problem when it comes to a lot of these Negroes that say they for the community, but they like to wear European designer shit. They so pro-black, but this nigga loves to wear European designer shit. They don't wear no goddamn from Africa shit. They ain't wearing no garb, no Jesus sandals. Nah, nigga. Fuck that. That's a hustle. That's a scam. You gotta put on that fedora and you gotta get out there. I give honor to T'Challa, my family, and my wives. Go ahead.
my children, because you clearly hate me. And you clearly hate me more than you have any love for another child. So I ask you guys to respectfully stop spreading rumors.
Okay.
I never made a plea, and I never pled to no damn child molestation. So no matter how much you want to believe it, no matter how much you want to propagate it, no matter how much it excites you to say that, it's absolutely false. I never made a plea, and I never pled to no damn child molestation. So these two things need to be rectified right now. There are no pleas on my behalf, and I have not pled to no damn child molestation. So please stop the freaking rumors. The last thing I'm going to address very quickly. This means that people are lying.
That's his words, not mine. That's his words. Now, when he said that, I needed to understand this, and I'm just asking a question because you know I'm stupid. I don't know better. When that kit came out, you know what I'm saying? When that kit came out with your semen on a child, on her mouth, on her dress, everything. Why were the men quiet about that? Why were the men and women quiet about that? I need to understand that. Why were the men and women quiet about that? This is why I don't blame some people who have no faith in these talking point movements. I know, oh, BMT, you must hate black people. No, listen, I'm very, very surgical. I'm wondering, why was it that even after there was so much physical evidence on the child, but you know what I'm saying? He says we hate kids. That people still believed him. He still has a following. Some men, Synetter and others, did not want to say anything because that's your boy. That's your dog. You know, let me get at that. Because you asked a good question. You asked a good question, Doug. You asked a good question, Doug. You asked a good question, Doug. Because I'm not throwing it on the manosphere, but I'm very questioning of the manosphere why they were afraid to talk about this. I mean, they could talk about Pearl. They could talk about Derek Jackson, but they can't talk about what Brother Polite did. They didn't want to talk about what he did. You would think that would be something pretty big. I mean, they jump on what Umar Johnson says every other time. Why wouldn't they want to talk about this? Why? Because the polygamy aspect or the hit the wall conversation now gets put into question. You see what I'm saying? When they talk about the hit the wall, that, certain states, because it's legal, the state won't do anything. Bullshit. 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 That talking point about it doesn't matter about the child age so long as it's legal in that state. Nah, that ain't a thing. When they use the talking point that depending on the age, the Romeo and Juliet, that shit is not a thing. That shit will never work. That I promise you. You will catch hell on earth. The polygamy aspect, you can't do that shit. You see, those conversations that were being had should have been checked in this space long time ago. But they weren't checked. So the people who benchmarked those talking points, you got to get mad at them. I was always against that. Hey, whoa. That hit the wall shit, y'all better leave that alone. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just saying, if the state law says 16, state law says 14, bro, what are you fucking doing? It's 2020, 2021, 2022. Man, BMT, you going on with that simp shit. No, dude. I'm telling you, that's statutory. So when I say that, hey, you men should have checked the conversation, guess what? Polite falls in that category. Can't get mad. Those conversations should have been checked at the door. They should have never been entertained. I got 2 or 3 bitches. When you co-sign that, you co-sign certain shit, guess what? Start opening up the door. Y'all didn't have no issue with that. But I'm pretty sure George Macon would probably say the same thing. Black men ain't talking about this. I'm pretty sure Information Man is going to say some stuff. Why aren't black people talking about this? So me talking about it, I ain't going to silence me in talking about it and saying what I'm saying. If they said something, I'm pretty sure they did. But see, there should have been a harder echo. There should have been a way more ravished backlash. Should have been a roaring of the stadium, but there wasn't. See, it was easy to laugh and clown the young bitch, the single mother. And I got my grievances about what she did. But see, that would be something that the women should be talking on about. Hey, you should never have been sending your child out with a man at a certain hour of the night. To me, as a parent, that would never fly. That would never fly. See? Now understand this. Just want y'all to strike the record. BMT always said, don't talk that crazy nonsense. So make sure y'all understand, BMT said I was never for that. So, was what it does. So y'all gonna rip it back? I mean, I don't always go over to Ty City and Ramel. No, nothing against them. Shout out to them. They talked about it. But let's be honest. Ty City and Ramel are not in, they're not in the manosphere. Information Man is not in the manosphere. George Macon is not in the manosphere. I'm not in the manosphere. I'm not in the pro-black spaces. In the spaces, in the men, the beacons of people, I gotta be for real. A lot of men are kind of greasy and not wanting to talk about this because guess what? Just like a lot of women that were promoting that kind of motherfucker. So guess what? Pro-black community, y'all gonna have to crucify this motherfucker. I'm talking about some. Put them up there, do the whole black renaissance, peel the skin off, flay that motherfucker. Y'all gonna have to do all of that said shit. Just like y'all will dock any and everything and put everything out on Front Street, y'all should have done the same thing with that motherfucker. If y'all can't do it, your resolve is weak. It is what it is, man. Don't tell me nothing about the white man that the white man that today. I want y'all to go ahead and set this motherfucker on fire. It is what it is, nigga. Y'all allowed this shit. A lot of y'all men and women consecrated, y'all were for this shit. It's not like y'all don't fuck with goddamn pedophiles in this space. Let's not talk about that. Y'all fuck with them. So of course y'all gonna fuck with polite. Space don't got no fucking guideline. I'm talking saying like, God damn. Now let's get back to what Polite had to say. Y'all gonna address it? Y'all address it. Y'all can address it when y'all get y'all chance.
If I was lying, you'd be able to find something that contradicts what I'm saying.
We found this. The rape
I made no plea, and there is no plea for child molestation on my behalf. I never plead to no child molestation, and I never made a plea in the first place.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you have the YouTube app on your
so, but I ain't paying for that shit no more. So y'all done heard what Polite said. I never plead. If there was evidence, y'all would be able to find it, which we found the evidence. I mean, all the evidence. We have the receipts of you getting the hotel room. We have the camera footage of them, you trying to take a child up there. I mean, they have hotel cameras and shit. I mean, come on, man. It's not paying out so well. It's not pinging out so well, man. Let me pull this up, man. So there was a woman. She's quite a big channel. There's a woman. She went into depth in covering the court case. And we're going to sit and shut the fuck up. And we're going to listen. I know, Brother Rob, but see, your voice has been smothered out, man. I'm sad to hear that. But I know you put in work. I know you do. But y'all, that don't mean if you ain't flashy and you ain't out there dripping gold and XYZ, nobody's fucking with y'all like that. And that ain't no disrespect, but I fuck with Brother Rob. Look at creative. That little girl's messy, boy. We gotta work with her. Let's say update of Michael Noe, aka Brother Polite's recent trial. This is by Lisa Cabre. You know what I'm saying? She pretty much 145K subscribers. She ain't no joke. And she started talking about it. So we're gonna let's hear what she got to say. She actually has the court audio that she got.
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
No, you're not late. I came in after you. So, everyone, I have an update on Brother Polite or Michael Nowak, his real legal name. He made a recent court appearance back in June, and he is due to appear in court again July 7th. So if you haven't heard, he is going to plead guilty and he's going to be serving time, you know? And if you remember when this news broke, he was all over YouTube denying that he did anything wrong and claiming he was going to sue everybody that was putting videos out about him. And lo and behold, now we are 2 years out from when we first heard about this, and he's pleading guilty. So what you're about to hear is an audio clip from the actual court.
They say money can't buy happiness. Look at that.
You made a great video.
Y'all, I do apologize. You got those YouTube stuff. Like I said, shout out to Auntie Lisa Cabaret. I just found her stuff. But she's the only one who actually goes into intricate detail. Only one. I don't know why. No, other than that, I say Geely. And I say Geely, but Geely goes into court document detail with it. She reads the documents. So I will say I have Geely, who's in the description also. You can also pull up Geely with the Hufunda earrings. She reads over the documents. She does paralegal work. Shout out to Geely. And then you have Lisa Cabaret. She actually has the audio. I'm gonna play the audio, and then y'all can use y'all discernment from there. Garfield, I don't know who Garfield is, but if you get that, here you go from Empowered Esquire TV. Okay, hang on, I got to get to that later.
Michael Nowak. You're going to hear all of that in this clip that I'm going to play for you. And this is a shout out to Van Digital, the one that posted this clipping. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. All right, let me put the audio on. And I think we can go full screen, but I'm going to go full screen on this one. All right.
We're at different dates. Are we starting the Nelson hearing this also public case on the show? Thank you. On page 13 of your calendar, Michael Noah. Rating staff on Kentucky State.
All right, page 13. Council, state your name for the record.
David Harris on behalf of the defendant, Michael Noah.
Okay, thank you. And I believe there may have been a couple of people on Zoom. I don't know what the relationship was on the case. Okay, yes, ma'am. State.
Your Honor, I believe at this time, we'll be asking for a joint continuance, but to set this case rate plea either sometime within the next 2 weeks. We have come to a plea agreement. I've sent over a written plea agreement to defense counsel. Just so that Your Honor is aware, what we wish to happen is for the defendant to enter into the plea within the next 2 weeks, but we are going to suspend the sentence, the state adopting 60 days. I know the defense is going to make its own request, but we're asking 60 days so that then the defendant can surrender, because this will require incarceration.
All right. And is there going to be a mitigation at the time of surrender, or how is this going to work?
Yes, sir. So essentially, he'll enter into a plea and then we will mitigate it upon surrender.
Okay.
But we do wish to enter into a plea already within the next week so that essentially there is a resolution to the case and then he will surrender upon
Next,
date that's set by the
next week is a C week.
I think we're hoping at least a week of the trial is being set for
July 3rd.
the week of July 3rd.
3rd, 4th. What is the Friday of that week? The week of the 3rd.
7th.
All right, July 7th.
That works for the state.
All right, July 7th, Ray, plea, defendant to be in person. It's a joint continuous time. Okay, anything further on Michael Nowak?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you both.
Okay. So he's going to be appearing in person on July 7th. And if you heard, he is going to plead guilty. Yes, his last name is Nowak. And he's pleading guilty and already know he's going to be serving time. Remember, y'all, he did something really rotten to a child. He did this to a child. And he pretty much did himself in. Like I said in my videos before, it don't pay to do things to children, because every time it does, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. Thank you for this picture, LVZ. This was his mugshot from back in 2021.
Most people have no.
So, if any of y'all are trying to do the time, what day is it today? Okay. What day is it? It is the 16th. So July 7th, he already turned himself in to his guilty plea. He already turned himself in. Let me go ahead and I open it up. I got like a few minutes. I don't, like I said, because to me, I don't really see the pro-black community doing too much. But somebody said they're gonna put me up on game. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what's the game that they put me up on, but I'm willing to hear. You know, that's like saying QAnon or white supremacy is they're putting white people up on game. You know, I would be curious to know what they put them up on. I'm not a conscious person. I'm not one of the pro-blacks. I don't be hopping around from channel to channel. When I put it in Google and I put in specific words, if y'all channels don't pop up, then that means you really ain't doing shit. Google just don't see it as a conversation worth that. So, I mean, it's cool. I see some of y'all brought me articles. I'm talking about content creators. And like the main content creators that be banging. They're not touching this. They're not going to touch it. They're not. That's just never been a thing. That's kind of not their thing. And I understand. Let me check up Boyce Watkins. You're saying Boyce Watkins? Let me go see Boyce Watkins. Let me go hit up Boyce Watkins real quick. Nah, he ain't touch that shit. He ain't touch that shit. Of course he wouldn't touch that shit. A lot of these people ain't touching that shit, man. They're just not. And I get it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I mean, y'all can try, like, because, like I said, I got my stake on it. Hang on. Like I said, there you go. There's the link. So I dropped the link. I'll wait. I mean, I'm. But other than that, I'm gonna just be honest, y'all. The pro-black, that's just not a thing. Hold on. Who the hell's calling me? Ellen Vance. Hello. Hey, what's up? Right now, I'm doing a show right now. I'm doing a show right now. Can I call you right after the show? Okay. Hey, what's up, brother Rob?
Yo, BMT, what's happening, family?
What's up, man?
Man, nothing much, bro. Nothing much. I had seen the stream, and so I wanted to make sure that I dropped in to just give you an idea of the coverage. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you not subscribed to the brothers who've been covering it. But I will say that it has definitely been covered from the position that you have today. like why people ain't cooking this man, why people ain't going in on this man. Look, right, 2 years ago, when the story first broke, right, and we had some details. This is what we did. When the story broke, we went to the website that they had the story. We went to the news coverage just to make sure that it was a reputable source. Once we knew that, right, we went in, and pretty much everything that we said 2 years ago, we said, you know, when he went up to court, and because he was talking about he was gonna fight it and everything, and so we like, well, all right, you know, we'll wait for this shit to play out in court. Then, if the man saying that he didn't do it, and this is such a heinous crime that you know, basically we gonna just fall back and wait. But then
can
go
I
ahead.
Okay, so the child, the rape kit, the semen, that wasn't enough evidence for the men.
Oh, no. That's what I'm saying. 2 years ago, when we heard that, all right, so number one, here, this is
you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, you a father, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, that's like you catching a man at your cousin's house. Let's not your house. Your cousin's house with his pants down with the girls while they changing.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be waiting for what? Let me see a test kit. No, bro.
So me and you, right? Me and you, BMT. I already kind of know how you are going to respond in a situation like that. You're not gonna ask a whole lot of questions, right? You see his pants down. I got a good idea that he probably gonna have to go see the dentist the next day. You know what I mean? You all up in that man's shit, bro. You did? Right. And so the same thing. We said the same thing. Number one, even if it wasn't proven 2 years ago, we said this. You can go look up the stream. Even if it wasn't proven, you are in a compromised position with a young lady. That's enough evidence right there. That's what we said 2 years ago. That's what we said on the 2 streams that I dropped in your chat to let you know. Psychopatheist, you know, I frequent his channel, and then Q Butter, I frequent his channel. I'm very selective, bro. You're not gonna catch me in everybody chat because I don't go to hear what everybody got to say. Now, the elephant in the room, right? Here go the elephant in the room. Sonetta brung Brother Polite to the stage, so to speak. You see what I mean? To the stage, so to speak. And so we were hoping that Sonetta was going to come right out and share our opinion. He said he wanted it to play out in court. We disagree with that strongly. We told him that, you know, I don't want to, you know, I just say that we disagree with him strongly on that point, and that we had enough evidence to, you know, make up in our mind that this was a brother that definitely needed to be cooked on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and whatever other social media that you use. At the end of the day, I work with young people. You know this, right? You know what I'm saying? I work with young people. And so whenever I hear anything like this, it was at one point in time, it was some brothers that operate in a space on YouTube that was talking about dropping the age of consent and what is the age of consent in every state. And I want to state it for the record, right? If you find yourself in Chicago and you don't know how old a young lady is, right? And she say she want to pull up to 9035 South Langley, and I'm standing outside receiving my kids, and I see your old ass pull up, right, and drop her off at school, you know what I'm going to do? The first thing I'm going to say, oh, you must be a family member. You must be her uncle, her dad, her granddad, something like that. If you don't answer that question, you know, correctly, you in mortal danger, bro. I'm going to stomp your ears together. That's real, bro. Man, that's what's going to happen. It's no two ways about it. I'm a man before I'm anything. And That is not how men supposed to conduct themselves, especially around young ladies. So you know, I put the receipts in the chat for you know, the times that we talked about it when it was happening, after it happened, you know, and then I was looking for the stream 2 years ago. I couldn't find it. But I definitely look for it and supply you with it if you need it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, our coverage of the story has been the same from the beginning. And unfortunately, you know, some of our channels are not as popular as Sonetta and other pro-blacks on Black YouTube, you know?
Right. Here's the thing about it that concerns me, right?
Right.
That I hear from the pro-black, the conscious community. Let me just say, not say pro-black, let's say conscious community.
Okay.
About that of the independence of we need to do for self.
That's right.
Okay. Then there was a pivot. Well, let's see what the white man has to say first. Wait, hold on now. Y'all can't govern yourself as the men of your society. You understand? You see where I'm going with this? You want your control. You want the people to look to you as men for, I want to teach y'all, lead y'all, and govern y'all. But then a situation like this, one of the cardinal sins happened. Rather than say, regardless, motherfucker, you cross that threshold of a line.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see how it plays out in the court. That right there is a paradox in its own fucking self.
See.
You understand me? Because now you're saying, wait a second, you want to govern your people, but now you're saying, whoa, chill out, y'all. No, right there, Doug. Should have been dealt with years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then I couldn't say it. Rob, I couldn't say a motherfucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the charge was placed on the conscious community. That's your nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So you take him out back and handle your nigga. You understand me?
Yeah.
That's your son. So you dust off your... If your son were to get in trouble in my supermarket, sir, we'll take care of the damages. I'll take care of my boy. Yes, sir. Shit I could say. But see, now that shit goes out the window when you're saying, well, let's see what the court has to say. Hold on, motherfucker. Yeah. We trying to get the trust of the women and children, and this shit happens. Nah, nigga, that's a violation off rip, my nigga. You don't get no more speaking time. That shit's it got, and see, that's the thing about it. Why you know my heart, bro. I know your heart. Mm-hmm. I never question. I speak highly of men like you that put in time in our society. So when I told y'all when I first started, I waited 10 days. Y'all would talk about the Derek Jacksons, you talk about the Keisha, the Kikis, talk about every other motherfucking thing. But you would think when this court coverage is happening right now, especially something that is so pinnacle that this is a landmark in the conscious community, this should have been on every motherfucker. This should have been an echolocation. Like, case in point, the Trailer Hood situation happened. Did I not tell everybody?
Yeah.
Did I not?
Yeah.
I could have kept my motherfucking mouth shut, but I said it's a call to order of accountability. Regardless of whatever, I have to call the order. Same thing come with that motherfucker. We said that, hey, am I my brother's keeper? How would you respond?
Supposed to be. Yeah, supposed to be yes.
So guess
in the affirmative, you know. But that is one person. It is, you know, and he is high profile. Sonetta I'm talking about. He high profile. And so
that
this
means
is
y'all,
why
I gotta be for real, Rob. That means y'all gonna have to let that nigga go. Sonetta, he compromised, bro. I'm just being honest. He's compromised in my eyes to y'all. I know y'all don't like hearing that, but I think he's compromised.
Yeah.
Y'all can tell him I said that shit. I say fuck you, old nigga. You compromised. You compromised the whole movement. One man can't be the voice of the movement. You know that. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's more to the liking of his platform. You know, if maybe people just don't realize the impact of Sonetta TV studios. When YouTube first started, Sonetta was like the satellite, if you will, and everybody kind of bounced off it. Like a lot of y'all I met over at Sonetta, you know what I mean? I met Q Butter at Sonetta. I met a Psychopatheist at Sonetta, and then we branched off, and then so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? We going on what 6-7 years now. You know what I'm saying? I might have known you for 5. You know what I'm saying? I think I met you over at on Gab channel. I believe so.
You met me at Gab. You met me over there at Gab. That's
yeah.
Yep.
And that's where I remember Lisa Cabrera from. Gab in that interview that he did with her. I just didn't click the bell, but I seen the show that you said, but I definitely subscribed to her.
Yeah, like I said, and I put everything I have, I put in the description. So y'all can say fuck BMT. That's fine. But I leave it out there. I put out the table spread and the ingredients. So that way y'all can take it and say, hey, this is Lisa Cabrera. I have no skin in the game on the sister, but y'all can literally look at it, and she put it out there. The court hearing that happened July 7th. It is July 20. It's July 16. So that motherfucker already done turned himself in.
No doubt. Now, here it is, right? For people, I just believe, this is what I believe. I believe that a lot of people are just not familiar with how the court system works. Right? If you was listening the first time, they said that they had a joint continuance, meaning, right, that the defense is cooperating with the prosecution, and that things are already in the works on a plea, right? And when they get back in front of the judge, whatever judge, because it looked like they switched up the judge too, right? That plea come September is going to be, it's ironclad that he gonna take a plea. They just trying to work out the details. And so that is the space that we've been coming from since the first court hearing this year. The second one happened, I believe, on July the 7th. But the first one in June, we like, oh man, this nigga taking a plea. He definitely guilty. This shit not going to court. Woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that people don't get the misinterpretation that the whole pro-black community is caping for Brother Pro-Light, and that the conscious community is caping. Man, listen, bro. Ever since that man was talking about sovereignty, we like, fuck this dude. We not with this dude. This dude gonna cost somebody their life. Next thing you know, somebody life did. Her name is Corinne Gaines. When Corinne Gaines lost her life with that sovereignty shit, you know what I'm saying? We like, see there? You know, and we did it.
Don't work with the police, y'all. That shit does not
Well,
work.
I mean, a sovereign citizen, you weak. That's the point. It does work, but I mean, it just means you're a sitting duck. That's all it means. They could just kill you because you don't have a nation behind you to try to protect your rights. So they could that's what really essentially, like you said, it boils down to. But I mean, my thing is that, I don't know if we should be. This the only thing that disturbs me about that. Polite is a criminal. I mean, I already knew that I was suspect about Polite, but guess what? It's just he is what he is. That's just a person, And I think sometimes we always want to do what was done to us. This ain't right. We like associate everybody with somebody, one person thing, because they got caught and punished for something. Now, if you even talk to them or know them or something, somehow you do that. And that right there, that was beaten to us. I don't think that's right because really nobody really does that except I mean I don't know, maybe some other people do it, but I think black folks in America, we do that too much, man.
Let me ask a question to you, Mike. Let me ask a question. So when he was getting on flossing, the jewelry, the chains, the Versace, and say, "This is my wife. This is my wife. This is my wife." What was the imagery that he was painting for the black household when he was flossing all that stuff? What was he portraying?
He was painting for his, to me, I'm just, like I said, that what that hit me as is I already knew suspect because he's flossing. It's the same thing as bling bling, music. It's the same thing as big balling in the hood. He was driving down with rims. Look at me, look at me. You know what I'm saying? My ideology is fly. I'm smarter than you. I know all the history. Look at me. Plus, I got wives. I got them. They listening to me. They down with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sitting up here sneaking and cheating, but look at me. I got the women down with it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I got money. So it's like the pride goes before the fall. So it's always a suspect because that's just anything, though. So anybody. You always, if you see somebody flossing and blinging and doing all that kind of showing off stuff, it's just wait a minute.
So, okay, now I'm asking the question because you're saying that, I get you're saying that, we're painting that community, which we asked a fair question. So why are people who are for that of the conscious community, why is this not on their dripping, beating tongue? Because mind you, at one time I heard men talking about the wall or talking about submission, accountability. But then this right here is going to be crossing in that circle. At some point of that circle, they're going to be crossing certain things. Like, I understand the men who talk about getting multiple wives, you think they would have talked about this. The men who talked about dating women of a certain age or messing around, you think they would have talked about it. You think people who talked about abuse or submission, they would talk about it. Whenever people who like making their profession of talking about relationships and blacks or whatever they want to talk about,
Right. To me,
why is this not something to talk about?
Right. I mean, to me, and I mean, everybody got their definition. See, that's the thing we was talking about a little bit, the we stuff. Everybody want to come up with their own thing about what we are, and consciousness is, and then they want to define that, but it ain't me. To me, we are talking about it. Like right now, to me, your consciousness means aware. Anybody who's aware of certain stuff, then that's your community. I mean, there is no pigeonholing members of people who study stuff. I mean, this is what I mean. That's the irritation I have sometimes because, we designate these little boxes. Oh, the pro-blacks, the conscious community. Oh, whatever else we say. The blurs. Okay. So what I'm saying is we are talking about it. Sonetta and Polite and all of that, those people are somebody that we're on this panel and people who are concerned about that stuff. We paid attention to it. Lisa Cabrera, she talked about it. Definitely, what's that chick's name? That's on, she's from Chicago. I can't remember her name all the time. But, people are talking about it. And it's just, we are talking about it. So, but are people going to have their different takes? Everybody's not even concerned about Polite. So that's what I'm saying. Some people just ain't even, because some people always looked at Polite. It's not a surprise to them, like.
Okay, so the people that have the conversation about talking to women, so long as the state says it's legal, the Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
I don't hear them saying nothing.
Like name some of those people, because I mean, what you? I'm like, some of who you talking about? Because people who I would expect to talk about Polite would be, me, somebody like that, or
okay. Let's use that. Let's use that. So okay, we'll use you. And last thing you ever talked about children. Why have you not brought up anything about the court case with Polite?
I haven't even looked at it because I don't. Like it, I was alluding to it earlier. I don't even listen to Polite. I don't. That's the reason why I didn't talk about it, is because It's like that right there. It was no surprise to me. Now I'm talking about it now because you're talking about it, and that's definitely why I called in.
Okay,
because, but to me, Polite is in the same box with R. Kelly. I'm concerned about the same. To me, it's the same thing. I don't care about the stuff that his talking points, because his talking points were all pseudo. Because his talking points were pseudo. He was just
we still trying to live down the black woman is God talk. Like they still associate that brother like talking point with the entire conscious community.
So right, so exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
who are you trying to live it down from, though? That's my point.
Here's the thing about it.
So
even Rob got a point with that. Like, there's some things y'all got to turn around and start punching back at and say, "Yo, bro, y'all are misrepresenting certain things. Let me clear it and clarify that." So that way, if you don't, when I talk about it, I'm going to be setting fire and I'm going to be burning fresh.
Yeah, let me be very clear, right?
Go ahead.
On what it was on the occasion, y'all probably familiar with him. His name is Edward Anderson. Right?
I don't know.
I was on his channel, and they was talking about, this is why pro-blacks think that the black woman is God, and they make us into simps. And so I get on and I explain, look, bro, that talking point is from 5 years ago, and it's from somebody who's so-called not even part of the conscious community, and largely most of us did not agree when he said the shit.
Okay, Steve, and the only problem I'm having with what you said, this is the only problem, because I agree pretty much with, the black woman is God thing. I mean, I could actually defend that in a logical way, but I know, but listen, see, that's why people don't want to listen, because the way they said it was purposely stupid. They purposely said it in a way where you can't really deal and defend with that logically, because really, if you want to look at so we can define God, it's men and women. So, but that's a whole nother level for people. But my point is with this is this. Polite is just a dude. And then if somebody coming on talking about the conscious community, first off, are you not conscious? Are you unconscious? That's how I define it. So people always want to exclude themselves and other everybody else. And see, that's what I had the problem. That's why I had that talk about we BMT, is because we're people, the same group of people who come from the same lineage, who came from people through the same experience, that we are allowing folks to literally pigeonhole everybody. And that's not really, if you're conscious, that's just a general term. I mean, how you who defined the conscious community?
See,
has it been defined?
Now you see, here's the thing about it. If you were to ask somebody, if you were to go to a MAGA place and say y'all are this and that, you don't think they would have stepped to you and say, well, this is what we're about, this is what we stand for, and this and that. Like, you got these people who will start to correct the correction. Now, when I said, why are pro-black channels silent?
Now let me ask you. Okay, but when you keep going. But I want to go back to the MAGA thing. But keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you're asking a certain group that has a belief system and a certain stanza of conversations that, hey, and I said, well, that's crazy. Umar Johnson's not talking about this. That's crazy that Sarnetta's not talking about this. If y'all were here earlier, I called out high profile name. Boyce Watkins didn't talk about this. So just like Brother Rob said about the satellites, they were not attuned to talking about this shit, just like people in certain other spaces did not. Now, if they're like, well, we're not talking about this, that's not right now a subject. So when does this become a subject? Because it's like now we're picking and choosing. If it is an affliction to that of your society, when should that of you address the affliction or the illness? To start saying, hey, and shout out to Queen of the South says, your silence refers to that of compliance.
And
So
okay.
So go ahead.
No. The only reason why I was going to go back to the MAGA example is if we want to look at it, somebody made up MAGA, that word, and it was well defined. It's an organization, so there was no confusion. If you wanted to be a part of that ideology, it's defined. The only thing I'm saying about the conscious community, I mean, just listen to those words. There is no person, there is no leadership, there is no organized. This is just a designation. That's just like a description of a group of folks. So there is no formal we of them. It's just people a community of people who are conscious, whatever that means. So, that's what I'm saying. We applying everybody's fault to this dude's stuff. I mean, and like, to me, I think this conversation is valid. You have a right to speak about it because to me, you are conscious, whether you want to say I'm a part of the conscious community. You can't really say that because there's no little ticket that you can join or dues paid or nothing like that. Like a MAGA, the MAGA Make America Great. That's an ideology. It's literally defined by a set of people, So that right there to me is a little bit different. But the conscious community is a description of people who just read and learn history. Almost everybody do stuff like that. So I think this is legitimate talk. Lisa Cabrera is the conscious community. You get to talk about it. What's the name? Tasha K. She the one that talked about Polite and Sonetta. She kept up on it.
Tasha K is conscious now?
I mean, she's conscious. She knows stuff. You listen to her. She married the African. See, that's what I'm saying. There's no set.
Conscious?
No, but that's my point. People got this set designation in their mind, like you're supposed to be like Erykah Badu or something, just because you're conscious. It's a description. There is no. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are thinking that you're supposed to be into voodoo magic, and everybody that is conscious of certain stuff. If you talk to that girl, she knows stuff. Just because she act ratchet on some other stuff, and just everybody ain't into incense and all that stuff. I'm just saying I just think we making a mistake with just saying, you act like this, or you listen to him.
You're saying the conscious community doesn't have a direction.
It doesn't. It's a designation. It don't. What is that? Now unless I don't have a problem with being wrong. I don't have a problem with being wrong. Now hold on. Let me fix that a little bit. If somebody could show me a formal, organized, somebody just like MAGA, they was like, you know what? The conscious community, we gonna make this up, and y'all could come be a part of it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying and getting it.
Now hold on. Now one more thing. This is what I would say. Now, Brother Polite, I think he was a Nuwapian.
Man,
right?
Y'all quit trying to play the switch around, man.
No, listen, this is and I'm not playing no switch around.
This is why I'm second guessing a lot of these pro-black channels, man.
See, now that's why you said, now if you won't listen, BMT, you can't follow the logic and then pick it apart.
No. Y'all didn't know. I looked at it, even that Sonetta shit. Motherfuckers didn't want to say shit until he started taking plea deals. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, we never fuck with him. Now we're distancing. Wait. Now you're doing the distancing after the niggas started taking the plea deals?
Man.
That's what coming in. Y'all were cool with the motherfucker when all the other bullshit of all the that's the thing about it.
Look, Sonetta is Polite boy. They are friends.
Black people be afraid of too hard.
Man, ain't nobody afraid of no Polite.
No.
Polite, his name was Mud. He didn't even live in New York no more.
We got a problem with gatekeepers in the black community.
Man.
We got a problem with gatekeeping. We got to.
I don't think nobody have no problem with throwing stuff. I don't think nobody have a problem with throwing Polite under the
You
bus.
don't even want to address that, man.
I'm trying to address it.
The church is a gatekeeping community. The NOY is a gatekeeping community.
Yeah.
All these fucking goddamn this.
And that's what I was getting to.
But hold on. Let me say what I got to say first.
Mm-hmm.
This is why a lot of young blacks are now starting to divest from black think tanks, because they're like, yo, if I say or actually do not appeal myself to your talking point, you say fuck me. So guess what? This is why. Again, a lot of black men had the opportunity to crucify this motherfucker. Didn't say jack shit. So guess what? Now the women get to say, well, you didn't say shit. And I get there's a little sprinkle on the dookie to say, hey, that. But guess what? The overall didn't say shit. Didn't give a fuck to say nothing. Y'all care more about that white bitch and goddamn do a panel after panel after panel after panel. They ain't had.
Oh, you talking about what's the name? Pearly things.
No, well, we can use pearly things, fresh and fit. We can. Use listen, when it comes to the Negro holding the Negro accountable, that shit is a goddamn grand motherfucking king. It's a grand king.
I mean, I just try to actually do it the right way, because the only thing I was saying is when people say the conscious community, you're throwing the net too big, and that's where I was getting at. You actually just said it. You said the NOI is a gatekeeper. You said that the black church is the gatekeeper. But I was trying to tell you that Polite was a Nuwaubian. That is a designation that is specific that you have to actually join. And so now I would understand if people said the Nuwaubians haven't said nothing. The what's his name? Dr. York folks haven't said nothing. Now that's what I would understand.
What about the Hebrew Israelites?
They are not the same people. That's what I'm saying. Like the Polite is not the same as a Hebrew Israelite, and that's what I mean when you saying.
Hold on.
Okay.
But they can stand outside for Kyrie Irving and shit around some goddamn stadium, but they can't say shit about this.
But Kyrie Irving
don't say nothing about no damn pedophile.
Kyrie Irving was speaking their talking point, so that's why they supported him, because that was from what do they call that? The what is the name? The Hebrews to Negroes movie. Okay, that's the reason why the Hebrew Israelites did that.
Okay, and so if Kyrie is talking their talking points, so what do you say when a piece of shit is trying to fuck one of our black children?
I guarantee you, if
say, hey, well, that's not part of my tribe, so you know what I'm saying. But everybody has something to say about Carlisha Shields' child. Everybody felt like they had something to say about that boy, but nobody got nothing to say about Polite on the girl. It's like, and it's not you.
Yeah,
I think this is why people know it's easy to pick blacks off so easy. Not saying we're not monolithic, right? But I do know one thing. If I had to fuck up any race in the U.S., I'm going after Negroes.
Of course.
If there's nothing beneficial, ain't nobody gonna give a flying fuck. So when a goddamn say, hey, well, that motherfucker is not a Nuwaubian. Well, hold on, niggas. So why are you talking all this? Black people, we need to come together as the tribe of Judah and fight no, nigga. You didn't say shit about Polite. Shut the fuck up now. You didn't give a fuck to say nothing about this. Please shut the fuck up now. Y'all pick and choose when y'all want to speak. I don't give a fuck about your World of Warcraft armor.
And just to be clear, when the charges was first set up, I think when he was first not going into it, and he was going to jail and stuff like that, people brought up the fact, dude, you're a Nuwaubian. And then they say, hey, Malachi York, why is he in jail? Is it the same reasons? And then you had people, I guess, from the little compound that they had down in Georgia, girls and different people were coming out saying, hey, this is what happened. This is how they get down. And Polite still defended York on that point, too. So he defended if you defended like some esoteric stuff that don't have nothing to do with that, but he literally defended him on that kid point. So, you know, when he got hemmed up with the kid stuff, you know, even at that time, we wasn't 1000% it was true, but it was just like, you know, not really a surprise. And so, you know, it was just what it is, you know. The dude got to pay the price, you know what I'm saying? You got to go to jail.
And I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna have to do a talk about this later on. Do you ever think this is why black women say, you know what, fuck these black men, we just gotta just run the community? Because these niggas are just they're very finicky. If they can't get the pussy, if they can't get a piece of chicken and collard green sandwich, they ain't gonna give a fuck.
A dude like Polite and Sonetta, they are not running no community. Sonetta is a gossip channel. He ain't running nothing. Let me tell you. Let me say it like this. The only reason why I say that, okay, they have a business, so they do run their own little business, their media business, right? So I'm not saying that, but they don't run the community because they're not solving those problems. They're not. Their operation is not about, you know, let's get the food to these people. Oh, let's do this police accountability thing. Let's get this person elected. You ain't never heard no Sonetta or Polite talk about that. You don't hear them talking about running the community, the governance stuff. Like,
here's the thing about it. I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this, and I think this is why. And see, sometimes this is the thing about it. Why I don't fuck with certain male spaces or female spaces, because we're looking at it that is, listen, man, if you're not performing that of a solution, and I mean that's when I say performing, right? Like if I see dudes say, hey, you need a job, I take them to a temp agency, see the solution. I say, what do you have on you? Well, I just don't have a car, but can you get down here? Well, if I catch the bus, okay, if I can talk to this bus driver and they can put you on this bus, will you go there? Yes, sir, I will go there. That's a solution. But what I'm asking is this, you know what I'm saying? Like, is regardless, a man, it's not a man's job to goddamn be worshipped. His job is to say, you know what, my people need this, and so I'm providing this. I get you don't want to take this cough syrup, baby, but you got to take this cough syrup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get you don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, Brother Rob, I'm pretty sure a lot of them kids like, God damn, how much work you going to give? Why we got to learn all this dumb old people shit? And Brother Rob will say to them, if you don't cherish this knowledge, you're going to lose this knowledge. See, I remember Brother Rob was teaching that one time. Why it's important for us to know the history, because then you don't know about Red Summer. Guess what? You think anybody else is going to tell you about the Red Summer? Why would they? Why would I remind you? So that way you can throw it at my face. But see, same thing for this type of thing. Well, we need to know, why are y'all cool with these people? Mind you, they have influence. I know they do because I've seen them on O'Shea.
Oh, yeah, they have influence.
They do. So an influencer has a fluctuation like a pastor.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, when that comes into part, and now the fluctuation of the power is out of order, right? So people say, well, Omar will say, black men need to do this, or black women, you know, black men, you need to be kind of, hold up, Omar, shut the fuck up. You made 2 children out of wedlock and didn't even take care of them. Didn't even take care of them. And you talking about all this stuff for the community. You could have been done renting out a building. You could have been renting out a building or rent to own building and put them kids in that damn school and goddamn started your goddamn program.
Right.
Now, a lot of people still get on panels and preach the gospel of motherfucking Umar Johnson.
Yeah, a lot of people still like Umar.
As fuck.
I gotta be quite honest with you, right? When men in American society get power, it seems to go to their head sometimes.
Facts.
Like you can look at the example of a Jimmy Swaggart, you know, all on TV. You know what I'm saying? Got millions of people, you know, donating to him on a weekly basis. Lord, forgive me. You see what I mean? Jimmy Swaggart. And then you got Bill Clinton getting head in the White House. You see what I'm saying? So when men in American society get power, right? Man, that's
Drop the link,
I was trying to
BMT.
get the link, BMT. But yeah, when men of power seem to get power in American society, is something that's sexual that goes on with that power. You know, it's an old saying: absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know what I mean? And I think that is what happened with Polite. You know what I'm saying? He started scamming. He's saying a bag, he's saying how his influence was, he could use it over women. He had a great example in Dr. York. You know what I mean?
See, let me say something too. Polite is he fell victim to stuff that these guys out here, there's a lot of these guys that call in these shows, a lot of these guys that you're talking to, they just ain't got caught yet. So because they just ain't got caught yet. That's the bottom line. Because he was sitting up there, you know, like you said, you know, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 wives or whatever, you know, children.
Why ain't nobody say shit about that? Why ain't nobody say shit about that?
Well, that community endorsed that. And it's technically because, I mean, no, you have 3 or 4 wives. Okay, now wait a minute. Now wait a minute.
See what I'm saying? That don't show no kind of hypersexual.
Whoa, wait. Hold on. Now I'm gonna say it like this. I would not endorse that, but the only reason why I would push back a list on that because everybody is endorsing LGBTQ and it's consenting adults.
No,
if you gonna argue it's cool for consenting adults,
I would say that is the key.
If you're gonna argue that it's cool for consenting adults,
those women were consenting adults.
That's my point. Now,
polytheism is not theism.
It has happened before, whatever it's called.
Polyfamily is starting to become a thing out here. You know what I mean? And people trying to push the poly lifestyle.
I don't agree with it, but like, how can I say something against that and then still, you know, be fair in this modern day society? That don't, to me, make too much sense.
I just want to make a quick point, and then I'm gonna hand it over to you, MOT.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, right? You gotta have an example of what a man is. Now, me, I am lucky. I had one of the great examples in the world. Y'all just don't know him. You know, but I share them with you. I'll give you my dad number, you know what I'm saying, in the back chat if you want to call him for some wisdom, right? But I had a great example of what a man is. And so I just feel like social media and Black YouTube in particular has exposed that we got some men with questionable values, with questionable intentions of what they be trying to do in this community. Some people just out here to make money. And when it's exposed, we have to accept that and then keep in the back of our mind that there are people that's out here doing this because we love our people. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to land my plane right there.
What's going on, MOT? What's up, man? I know you was here earlier. Listen, you already know my stake on this. So I ain't need to brush up the speed on shit. What's up, man?
I mean, for this type of act, for this specific type of act, there has to be 50, 60 kids involved in something like this. I don't buy that this is just one child. I don't buy it.
Nope.
And I say at minimum, the mother of this child get the same charges as Brother Polite. The same charges. The same exact charges. Because rape is one thing. Oral sodomy is something just totally different. I don't think this was a one-time thing. I think this thing was pretty normal. And he probably, you know what I'm saying, she told him, like, look, the next time you do this, I'm going to call the cops. And the thing is, how many other times did this happen? It could have been hundreds, thousands. Who knows? I mean, the thing is that when you get prosecuted for something like this, every single time or every single act that you do it, it counts as a separate charge, right? So that's why it's like 4 counts of this and 2 counts as a misdemeanor. But when did this start? But see, all these type of details we don't know because you have to wait until the trial for that to happen. But you know, you have, you know, a plea deal, which is probably what this is. Because if he were going to go challenge all these charges, he's getting life. Period. But if you pay a whole bunch of money to an attorney, then you get 5 years, maybe 4 of them suspended, maybe 1 of them house arrest. That's how messed up our system is. But I want the woman charged because every time that an actual underage individual is in a situation like this, they would never be in this type of situation if it wasn't for the mother in all these cases. I would swear her down until she fucking, like, because rape is one thing, like the oral sodomy thing, like I don't buy that this is just a 1-time or 4 or 5 time thing. I think this probably happened every time she left the house. Every time for years. Like I like if the person's 14, I think it started at 14. I don't think it started at no 14. But more prosecutions, the better. That's
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because as far as the individual, he should just. I don't think there should be no plea. They should just expose all his stuff, expose the whole thing.
Yeah, but that's how our criminal justice system works. You know,
Yeah.
you pay a whole bunch of money to an attorney if you're dumb enough to try to go fight those charges, especially these types. It doesn't really do you any good. 15 years per count, and you're talking about some misdemeanor stuff. I didn't read what the misdemeanor stuff was, but this stuff right here is bad enough. And I don't know, man. This
Don't
dude
they
being
have to
out
offer
being
you
free-
the plea though?
Yeah. No.
So, yeah.
They will offer you a plea every single time, unless it's
Okay.
like murder one, then there is nothing to plea.
Oh,
Like something
Now,
like
let
this,
me-
they don't really give a shit about that.
Let me ask you this. Why do you feel? I'm gonna ask y'all, and I'm gonna start off with MLT. Why do you feel certain content creators who are always vocal about the community are quiet now about talking about this? And mind you, I played the audio of the court case. There was plenty of time to talk about this shit. They usually talk about all the other shit, single mothers, the age and hit the wall and shit. Why did they never bother to talk about this?
Where it's easy, women ain't involved with it. I mean, for Manosphere, dude, for this, they're not shitting on a black woman over it. That's why the Manosphere didn't cover it. For the pro-black community, you have to understand it's a very finicky ass community, and if you can step on the wrong toes, even if you're right, you'll lose your actual relevance within that community. So it's kind of like some sworn to secrecy bullshit that goes on with these type of things.
So okay.
See, that's the only issue that I had. Like I was saying earlier, there's no official pro-black community. There's nobody that came up with this and said, "Okay, we're gonna start this community. You can join it." Now there is sections like you said. NOI is the gatekeeper. The Liberation Black Church. You got Shrine of Black Madonna. You got Nuwapians. You got Hebrew Israelites. You got these certain sectors, the Kemet, those folks who believe in like Egypt stuff. Those are parts of what some folks might call a pro-black community. Then you just got pro-black business people. So that's just a designation, a description that people came up with to call folks something. So those people don't have any sort of connection with each other like that. They don't have any. It's not like if you talk about them, oh, damn, the other ones care about it, that they're going to respond. So, for example, if you talk about Minister Farrakhan, I'm going to respond because I'm part of the Nation of Islam. If you talk about
you're part
somebody
of
over there.
Member? Current member or ex?
Yes, current.
No,
so if you, but let me finish. I'm saying, and that was an example.
Thank you for being a part of that still. Because most of these people who come online, they're always ex-Muslims, and that shit really kind of.
Yeah.
Thank you for being the person who's currently part of the faith, though. Even though I'm an atheist, I respect you for being a current part of the faith and still speaking on the behalf of it. Because most people are not part of the actual faith, and they still respond to it as if they're a person like you. So shout out to you for still being a part of it.
See?
And I appreciate that. And that's, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But what I was going to, let me finish the point that I was going to make though, real quick. No, I was just saying that to say this. Like, for example, there's some people in the Hebrew Israelite camps. If you say something about, I guess, somebody, a member of their little thing, then they're going to say something. Now, I would expect Sonetta to say something about Polite because that's his actual friend. But if you just throw something out like pro-black community or the conscious community or the business class, it's like, that's not nobody really. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody, you can't
I just want
expect
to
nothing.
respond once you finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I take men at their word until their actions are contrary, right? And so, you know, I've met Sonetta. I mean, it ain't like I kicked it in his crib, sat on the couch, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But I met Sonetta, and this man was a hard-working man, constantly working. It seemed like everybody that was around him respected him. I was in Harlem. I seen him, right? What I'm saying is that the man, this is what the man said. He said until they read all the charges and all of this type of stuff, he is going to withhold what he wanted to say. So I take him at his word. I don't want to make this a beat up on Sonetta's session. I just think that we have a disagreement where, you know, normally under normal circumstances, and this is how it is in the black community that I'm from, right? That if somebody known as a pedophile, right, they are shunned from the community, period. That's it. It ain't nothing that you can't come back from that type of heinous crime. You know what I mean? And so that's it, bro. That's it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the only connection that I really have with people on YouTube is on YouTube. I mean, I done met Crew in real life. You know, I done met and that man that came over and kicked it at my crib several times. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really know you know what you doing behind closed doors, what I'm saying. And so what I'm hoping is that we can continue to give people who show and prove day after day, you know what I'm saying, over a period of time that they are who they say they are, that we give them the benefit of the doubt and not try to lump everybody in. Well, I think all of the pro-blacks is this. I think the whole conscious community is that. I think people that study Kemet is this. Like, we got to be reasonable is what I'm saying. And it just seemed like the benefit of the doubt that we give our people that they are working in. Like, man, Joe, I showed my work. I have shown my work. I don't have 10,000 subscribers. I don't complain about it. You know what I mean? People doing so much scamming online, bro, that I literally need money for my community organization. I need money for it now. I'm not going to get on YouTube and ask for it. I literally don't get the support. You see what I mean? Because everybody believes that people in the conscious community are scammers. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Now the thing about it is, and I ask about this is, and I'm gonna get over to Chaos Reign. First, like when I came to this space, the sales talker point was black. Itmore. Black conservative. It was black. It was always something on the blacks. So black content creators, blurred, and all that other stuff. So then, when something goes awry or happens, it gets quiet. Now, the situation was that of a child. Now, one person said, "Well, BMT, what about that of the space?" I said, and I told you. The minute they started enticing the conversation about Romeo and Juliet and children, I said, well, first of all, you motherfuckers don't know the law. That conversation should have been shut down. Should have been shut down a long time ago, but you allow it to run rampant. The second thing came to that of the abuse situation about unaccountability. That shit was getting out of hand. Now we have it to where that of a man, and now we're hearing, well, we don't know who or where this person lies or affiliate. No, we didn't. We do know because we can correlate the talking points to who played the video. I've seen Sinetter come to the Black Manosphere, have conversations with Black consecrators. I've seen Tazaria and other pro-blacks talk about it. I've seen it all. There have been plenty of Black consecrators that have talked about these motherfuckers and have talked with them. The thing about it now is that when it's time for your organization, understand this, and I'm gonna show you this. If somebody were to fuck up in the United States military, the military has to make an apology, and we have to address that. Doesn't matter how the fuck we feel. Chaos, you got feedback on you.
Oh,
doesn't matter how we feel about it. We have to address that. A child has a legal document that was sexually assaulted, semen, sperm, all that stuff. Once all that shit was already done and it was put on a DACA by the state of Florida, the conversation was already dead. There was nothing else. There was nothing else to try to figure out who the fuck this nigga was, if he's part of World of Warcraft, how many points, how many bitches he done fucked, all that other stuff. It should have been, well, guess what, you got to put you down. But we understand that the powers that be, how much more money can we get out of this nigga? What can we get from this nigga? And is it worth that of the salvaging of the sanctity of the community? With Sally, we save a lot of the piece of shit. So this falls on that of the conscious community because that is your child. That is your child. Now, if some people now want to talk about it now, that's cool. You understand this? I waited 10 fucking days. Motherfuckers didn't start talking about this shit until after he went to the courthouse and gave his plea. So that just tells me that maybe the white man has to run the Black community. Black people can't run themselves unless the white man is saying, hey, you got to do this. You got to pick up them rocks. You got to wipe your ass. You got to do this and do that.
But BMT, since when the white man has not stopped running the communities?
Huh?
Since when the white man has not stopped running the communities?
Well, I
don't want to call front, but you got to be honest. When did he stop running the communities? Because last time I checked, we talk about there's no Black community, right? We hear constantly on the internet, right? From consecrators, people in general, on social media. Am I right?
Go ahead.
So in saying this, white man's been controlling this, even the resource where we try to every money we get, instead of keeping our communities to maybe hopefully run it somehow, we give it back to him. So unfortunately, he does still run this communities. I mean, that's why you hear a lot of Black people say that this is not a Black community and all that stuff. But beyond to the point, Brother Polite, you know, I'm not sure it's fear or is money that people still protect Brother Polite at this point. I think it's a combination of mostly money than fear, because he has his own social media and he always threatened people, said he's going to sue people. And I'm thinking, I have not seen him take down no channels to sue anybody yet. Even going on to this thing with the 14-year-old Spanish chick that he sodomized with his mother, because the mother was right there willing, and really truly she didn't really want that to come out because this man was supplying her with resource in the form of currency. But once the law enforcement got involved and did the test, it was just a wrap. So all what he's trying to play damage control really has failed for the last 2 years. Up to a point now, he don't really have money to really fight this. That's why the next section he said, can I just do less time in jail? Which you're going to do time in jail. And I don't think there's no plea, there's no what do they call it slipped my mind. Parole for sex offenders. Am I right? Wrong? You can't get no parole for that. So he's going to do more than 10 years. This man's about to turn 40 in the end of August. And next 10 years or more, you're gonna be behind a cell in Florida, most likely. Gonna be somebody's butt buddy. And you wanna know why Sonera never really protected is not gonna say anything? You wanna know why BMT? Because he makes some money. Sonera always been telling people that he's in this for the money. And here's a little secret. I don't know if I ever covered this.
What's your thoughts on that? Hold on, you gotta hold that stop, but we want to get around.
Okay.
We're gonna get it around. Rob, do you hear people in the conscious community talk about that they're in it for the money?
Not explicitly, it is inferred, like, and
I said
so
people.
just like with the situation that we're talking about, and so
Right.
just using Sonetta as an example, right?
Yeah, you don't have to use him. You can use whoever you want to use.
Yeah, well, I'm just using it because this is it's new and it's fresh, and so everything, right? The man said, this is what he said. You know what I mean? That he gonna hold his view, and why? Cause man, I am this is my platform. So what he is inferring is that this is a commercial enterprise, and if I get it wrong, I can be sued. People don't want to hear that. You see what I mean? And so it's inferred that, he don't want to be sued. So does that mean that he's in it for the money? Some people do make money on YouTube. They get these checks or whatever. You know what I mean? But like
before YouTube, because I remember when Sonetta and my friend came across him buying some of the same thing, the books and the DVDs during the times back in the mid or late 2000s. Up to the point, some people might have started creating channels around 2008, 2009.
Please say something after you're done.
Hello?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something after you finish. Go ahead.
So at times now, if you look at things has shifted after the 2000s, going 2010, because people look at the history of Polite. He did not really start make his first appearance on the circuit, like really where people could personally see him on actual video, was when on Sonetta back in 2011. And then the next year he created what they call New Covenant. How I know? Because I attended one of these events when they first introduced him for the first time with Dr. Omar Johnson. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that? Why do you think Dr. Omar Johnson not been speaking about this? Because he has pictures of
Okay, so let me get in right there. See, this is what BMT. So this is what I really want to get to us, because really, to me, the point of conversations is not necessarily just the gossip. It's actually to at least have us think about how to operate smarter, so that we can actually. That's what I thought. If you want to talk about pro-black or conscious community, to me, that's the definition of it. Trying to work smarter to control and have money for yourself, your family, your kids, and everything. So my point is this is the situation. For example, let's look at the Marine. Now, have we talked about this Marine or this military person who was caught with this 14-year-old child in Camp Lejeune? Of course, we don't even expect that to be talked about. Why? Because we don't feel we feel that the regular news talked about it and that's good enough. We don't expect that. Why? Because that's not a part of what we're concerned about. All I'm saying is this. I don't think it's helpful to. Now, I understand Brother Rob said he met Sonetta. So if you notice, he stuck up a little bit for Sonetta, which is fine, because he wants us to treat him fairly. And I guess Sonetta knows Polite. He brought Polite out. So we would expect to hear some from Sonetta, but like somebody said, he's probably in it because he don't want to get sued. But the point is, I don't think it's fair to put it on the pro-blacks or the conscious community. And yeah, I'm a switcheroo on that because I just don't think that's not really effective. That's just gossip. That's just gossip. That's because what you're doing is Polite is going to jail. So ain't nobody defending no pedophile Polite. And people was talking about him before he even, you know what I'm saying, even got all the way into this point. So he was done. It's easy to talk about Polite. It's easy to talk about somebody like what's his name? The R. Kelly. Easy. Ain't nobody defending them for no money. I don't think that. I mean, I just haven't been convinced of that. If you can really prove that to me, then I don't have a problem believing it. But Polite ain't all that. He ain't that powerful. So Umar Johnson, now people who actually know somebody and has actually met these people, they're going to normally they're going to try to they want people to treat them fairly. So they want to make sure before they just come straight out. Because of their personal connection, they know if they do get it wrong, that's their ass in a lawsuit. So maybe if you want to say that's about money, maybe. But all my main concern is I don't think it's helpful for us. It's not good for our community, our Black esteem, to just say everything like, oh, Polite is on all of us. His crime is on us. Everybody is like that. That doesn't make us. That's not good. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Like I said, there's a Marine currently right now, Marines, and they even put it on there because they usually don't put that on there. They got it on the article cover. Marine Camp Pendleton raping a 14-year-old. We don't know who the girl in Alabama. She got found. You know, something happened. But, you know, this is America. This is a cesspool of disgust. So y'all sitting up here, you know, it's just, to me, we just need to be a little bit smarter. Don't put that on everybody. Put it where it belongs. Don't do nothing, but don't put it on people who are sitting up here trying to learn how to teach your children better or learn history.
Yeah.
That don't have nothing to do with them.
This, right? I say this, my fault for interrupting, but I say this: there has been a lot more value that has came out of pro-Black spaces, conscious community spaces. A lot of value, more value has come out of those conversations than criminality. That's not even debatable. And peace, good brother Dollar Will, ain't seen you in forever, man. Q Butter did speak on it. I was on his panel, and I had dropped a link in the chat. But this was a while ago. But peace to you, good brother. I ain't seen you in forever, man. Good to see you, bro. But
thank you.
I feel like we should drop all these titles, right? Nuri Muhammad, man. I love to hear the brother speak. He said something that was profound to me. He said that we should make all issues family issues. See, when it's a family issue, you know it's going to be handled. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be handled, right? Hey, who put marshmallows? Who put marshmallows in the sweet potatoes? That's going to get handled. You see what I mean? That's going to get handled. If every issue is a family issue, ain't going to be no more sweet potatoes with marshmallows. Ain't going to be no more pedophiles. Ain't going to be no more of that. You dig? The days of the urban criminal, oh man, that's coming to an end with all the surveillance and all of that. And so Black people, we got to this is the issue. We got to become a part of the fourth not industrial revolution, but economic revolution. And so all this science talk that's coming out of the conscious community, ain't nobody talking about that. All this STEM talk, all this independent education talk. But see, we can pick and choose our battles. And I feel like we looking for the car crash sometimes. It's plenty of stuff to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is an issue that I feel like we covered. We covered it thoroughly. We were there live listening to it. It's just that a lot of our channels are not watched like the car crash channels. Oh, what do we gotta say about? Well, we gonna expose somebody today.
Hold on,
You know
hold
what I
on,
mean?
hold on. People are not focused on car crash. Mostly people on the average.
Yeah.
They look, hold on, let me explain. They only focus on some problems or being entertained, one or the other. Car crash overall is not all entertainment. If you put out the message rate on your own channel, regardless if it has 5, 2 to 1,000, or maybe as big as 30 or 50K, you want it out there on the algorithm nonetheless. Now, I think one of my channels, or one of them, or I might have covered this about Polite, in regards to this new finding. Now, I might have talked about this 2 years ago. Now, I don't know, because this is like 2 years ago. But overall, throughout his progression for the last, now going on 12 years, 11 to 12 years, roughly, that this dude, as it states, was always a criminal. He worked amongst unfortunate criminals. That's why when Sarnez said best, your baby Dr. York, he was not lying, because most people in the camp, they're very suspect anyway. And to see what is now shown throughout the public, throughout their own media, which you effed up when their own media puts you out on a spotlight. It lets you know this is not something that is to be questionable now. It's now in your face now. And regardless how he tried to play damage control, or anybody that he affiliated, that he paid off to play damage control, at the end of the day, he's going to do the time in jail, and he's going to be put on the offenders list. Now, if anybody wants to rock with Polite, that still feel it after this, that's their decision. But most people that have some goddamn sense know where they stand, and they're going to make the either draw a distance or fuck with them. There's no in between. You want to still continue to do content, just to whatever, to voice your opinion, what you stand is good. But now it's evident that there has to be a distance to certain groups. Now, Sarnez going to still make money, because obviously this is his only livelihood, and he can't afford fucking that shit up. So we're going to sit back and see. I rather expect him to really call it out as is now, and just cut his loss and move on. Because he's eventually supposed to move on anyway, because he had already issues with Polite in regards he need him to make more money, because his platform only exists through one thing: controversy and consciousness. And he was the only one that made him the most money. That's why you see, if you pay attention through his progression with Polite, that when he get in his feelings, because Polite decides to go a different direction, what he's trying to do, Sarnez did not like that, because this is the biggest money-making person I have to depend on. And I can tell most black men, you gotta be careful if you depend on one person for your bread. And especially if you create a platform based on consciousness. You have too many people out here that is either qualified or unqualified to bring him on the spotlight. But if you focus on one person, which he has for a few years now, even to the point now that he's going to defend him until he's put behind the bars, this is all he has left. That's all.
No, I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't necessarily agree with that, because I lost a lot of respect for Sarnetta and even Polite, because I never really know. I don't know what they stand on. I never really heard them take a stand. All they do is argue. They come up with something to argue about, some old stuff that hardly none of us know about. They got Rob on there, not you, but that other, there was some other dude, but they just have people on there debating. I don't really see too much of a point. And then I lost respect for them, is because they, when they had the black people debating about whatever it is, they all hot and strong and big boss debating. But when they had Rabbi Harry on there, when they had the Jews on there debating them, and on camera on Sarnez's platform, all this knowledge these people supposed to have, Polite was smiling and he was being real careful, and damn, I was like, oh hell no, y'all ain't real. So that just tells me right there that it's a diversion tactic. It's not. Most of the stuff that they was talking, it really wasn't no real deal strengthening the community type stuff. It goes into the histories and stuff. So some of the education definitely was important. So you can't dismiss everything somebody said just because, you know, they a criminal or a pedophile or something, because they can anybody can read a book. That's another problem Black folks have. Just because a person made a statement and it happened to be true, I must reject everything now because this person did one thing bad. That's stupid. This is you know, it's really stupid. It's just like if your boss at work, there's people at work, you work for somebody, and let's say they got put in jail for stealing, and the whole company is embarrassed. Well, you work there, and you a part of it. You probably down with that. It doesn't have anything to do with you, and it doesn't have anything to do with your check. Are you gonna reject your check? That it's just like certain stuff are not connected. We just got to start to see. You know, you got to make your designation. Now you can reject the person because they're a scum bucket, but if they said, "Oh, Black children need to be educated by Black teachers," you can't reject that just because that pedophile said that. You know, we got to start being a little smarter.
Yeah,
you know, with these things.
That's what I was referring to earlier when I said we got to be reasonable. I think sometimes we do jump to the extreme on here, and that's why people get camps, because of extremes. That's why you would have a whole community of people who call themselves Aboriginal, a whole community of people who call themselves Hebrew, and they only talking to themselves until something like this comes along. You know what I'm saying? It's an old Chinese proverb that says, the nail that sticks out get hammered. You know? And so that's what I was referring to, Chaos, when I said that controversy. It seems like we are hardwired to look for the controversy. And stories of positivity about the Black community, stories about BMT feeding his kids. I seen this nigga was cooking breakfast and asking them about school. I mean, this shit was powerful. Well, how many people was in that BMT? It was about like 25, 30 of us watching. And his kids, they all mannerable. I could tell that they respect you. And it's not because you whooped them. It's because you have programmed them to understand they got to listen. That's the problem. Everybody on here, we want to do a lot of talking. And then when somebody say something of substance, man, because we talking so much, we not listening. You heard? The reason why the study of Kemet is important, man, I ain't with all that Egypt stuff. I ain't from Egypt. Silly nigga. Do you understand that white people wrote us out of the commentary of history? Your great-great-grandma did not know that she had Black history, boy. Is you serious? Like, people seem to forget this and not even understand this concept. I posted a thing on your Facebook, BMT, your group, and I posted it in my little group. My group is a Facebook group if y'all want to get in there. I think Chaos, you in it, but you probably don't come to it too much. It's called Black is Not a Color, Waking Up the Original Family. But the thing is, I posted Ann Coulter. There's a clip going around of Ann Coulter talking about reparations is for Black American slave descendants. Now, Ann Coulter is a super white woman. She is complete white, just for whoever don't know who this woman is. She's talking about Black people are the ones that built this country, and she's a conservative Sean Hannity type white woman. And she's telling you that you can't piggyback off the Black struggle. It's not about the LGBTQ because you guys have your own thing. Black civil rights are totally different. She's speaking the truth, but and then she's gonna get people buying into what she said because it's the truth coming from a white mouth, a white woman. But this is all I'm saying, Black folks. If y'all don't want to take control of your actual truth and your history, then you're just going to wait till some white person come along like Tim Wise or some other white person,
and then say, okay, niggas, it's okay for y'all to accept what's true. And then y'all gonna follow them because it's programming. So that's all I'm saying. To me, that's what the Contras community is. It's just it's just a description of people. You can't say, oh, there is no official designation of the conscious community. Unless somebody start a church called the Conscious Community and start recruiting members of that particular church, that ain't nothing. You know, that's just something people call those folks. Call people who study. That's basically like saying you nerd. You're just a nerd. How come the other nerds? You know, that's all that is. To me, that just is. So, you know, that's the main point that I wanted to get. Yeah, polite, but I don't think ain't nobody scared to throw polite. People been trashing polite since that incident became known. Tasha K destroyed him. She destroyed that man. And you know, the verdict is through, and it's just literally not a surprise because this is just like, bro, I mean, this is what we expect from, you know, your teachings, because he got specific teachings. Now, somebody in the chat said, oh, Elijah Muhammad did the same thing. Well, no, the thing is, people say that, but when going to prove it, there is no teenagers. All the women still in the nation, they speak up for themselves. They write on the internet. The actual mothers of those kids are on there. Ain't nobody threatening them. Those kids are out here talking. So, you know, people gonna end up with believe what they want to believe, but the facts are available for everybody to see what's up. So, you know, and everybody can take at least make your decision based on what's actually true, and say, well, I still don't like them. Okay, well, you know, at least you're dealing with what's actually true. And I think, like, when I remember back when the incident first started happening, and Sonetta was like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing. And you know, I think I ain't gonna lie, that's a courtesy, because especially if you're not sure, don't be just, I mean, like us, we can get out there and say, because we don't even have no connection to them. So if they was to come to us saying, hey, you know, that's just social commentary. We just talking of our opinion. We don't have nothing to do with them people.
Yeah,
but
it's called journalistic integrity.
Right. But see, but for example, like even in government, you know, you got literally the people who govern you, they have a system on how they release information. Okay, there was crack found in the White House. Okay, who's gonna speak on it? It ain't gonna be no actual Democrat insider. Oh, hell no. Ain't gonna be no White House insider. Even though we have on camera where we got Hunter Biden slipping and using Jill Biden as a screen so he can sniff something in his nose. How you know it's cocaine? We believe it was, but how do you know? You know, we just coming up with this. Even though we got a laptop where show him sniffing some white powdery stuff off somebody's butt in a pool. But we don't know what that is, right? And Joe Biden's not gonna say nothing. There's no Democrats. Hillary Clinton ain't gonna come out and say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They're just gonna let you talk and look at you. That's it.
Right. It's almost like the same principle of the way that Republicans are defending Trump or just not speaking on it at all. I mean, all of them know that he criminally has done some things, but you don't hear Republicans just out here on CNN and MSNBC just cooking Trump. Do you see what I mean? You see what I mean? It's
right. It's a strategy. And I mean, the regular people, I understand. Ain't nobody gonna be with it because, oh no, y'all. But see, I think some people realize, even in the military, BMT. Now you know that's true. You don't just cook each other like that. There's an order of operations, and those people who expose all their stuff, those are the ones that because what happens is sometimes the person is being falsely accused. Now, not in Polite's situation, I ain't gonna lie, right from the beginning, I was like, nah, bro, yeah, because with the Dr. York thing, and it's just like, come on. But you know, we got to follow the procedure. And then, of course, now we see, of course, he's taking the plea deal. So it's official. He has admitted guilt. So now definitely, you know, but I think the cooking has already been done on him for the most part. We got people like I said, Lisa Cabrera, folks who keep up on this sort of information. Even your channel is a legitimate media powerhouse, BMT. Like, I mean, I know you just be doing it and stuff, but this is like, you know, this is a spot for fair
one quick
commentary.
Thing, one quick
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
I was just when I had brung up the fact that Republicans don't speak out against Trump, I was just using that as an example of why you wouldn't speak against somebody who you roll.
Oh, put your channel in the chat, bro. I don't even know.
Who, me?
Yeah, I got to find your channel.
Yeah, I don't be even promoting.
You don't
myself.
try to get no people because okay.
Yeah, but
because you're pretty smart, so I wanted to keep up on what you do.
In no way, shape, or form am I trying to compare, right? Trying to compare molestation to Hunter Biden. Like, please follow a simple you know.
But see, that's disingenuous people, man.
Yeah, like I just really hate to even, like, you know I shouldn't pay attention to the chat and all of that. I'm not a mod on his channel, so I'm gonna put it in the back chat. I think you are.
Is he listen, I mean, no, man, let me count on that. I wish brother, it'd be cool if he came up. See, that's why I like this channel and platforms like this, because you know, you in the chat, you can come up, because we are talking about principles. We see it's only allowed to cook the black people, and I understand we gonna cook him, but sometimes that he crispy. We got to talk about a principle, and you are not allowed to speak on the white man. You mention them, you're gonna get some defense Negroes out. It's just innate too, and they don't. I literally don't think that some of them don't even realize what they're doing. You can't say nothing. You can't say comparable. You can't compare it. Now, if we start cooking Umar, there won't be no protest. Or if we cook, I don't know, Elijah Muhammad, or let's somebody else we favorite. Let's beat somebody else black up.
The issue is it's the crime that he's charged with.
Right.
You know, and because it is a young lady and she was underage, and then the things that he is accused of, and they have evidence of DNA, you know, it should not, I mean, it's an open and shut case.
I know. It's like, how much can you cook that? The man's going to tell.
I mean, ultimately, this is what it comes down to. He was involved with an underage girl after hours, and but
you ain't calling out yourself. See, that's what I mean by certain people, man. This man, not you. I'm looking at the chat. I'm sorry.
No,
he talking about he call out BS no matter where you see it, but he don't call out the BS that he talk himself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, the link been in the chat for a second, and I mean
that's why I ask people to come up, because that's what's a good about this type of platform, because you can actually come up.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with you know, conversing with people with different thoughts and opinions of myself. We don't have to agree. I just be trying to explain, you know, I mean, by trade I'm a teacher, right? So I just try to make sure that everything that I'm saying is very clear and understood. You know what I mean? And I mean that comment was just from left field, you feel me?
Right. I'm literally focused on the brother talking. So I'm gonna ask it. Now, when we was talking about Hunter Biden and we was comparing that to, you know, just how Sonetta is not saying, you know, the silence of that group of the community of that's surrounding, Joe Biden and the Democrats and all that. And we were saying, they're not going to specifically come out against, Hunter like that. It's going to be us, the people. It's going to be media outlets. It's going to be disconnected elements that come out. And we was comparing that to maybe that's how, Sonetta is doing it because he's so connected to Polite, or maybe people, that's how you see the same principle.
Yeah.
And so, but
I just wanted to be clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody since the announcement of these charges, whether this is before it got to court and all of that, nobody was supporting him.
Nobody that I know of.
With withholding judgment is not support. Not talking about him, and and man, if I see this nigga, I'm gonna knock him out, and man, somebody should hang him, and man, that's what you do around the dinner table. That he can't do that on his public platform.
And that's why I don't agree with sometimes when people say silence is complicity. Sometimes that might be true, but sometimes it's just silence for now. It's just wisdom at that moment.
Yeah,
and people.
I tried my best to explain it in a very humble sense. Journalistic integrity, and the man said he didn't want to get sued. Again, man, people are looking for people for mud to be thrown, and
I mean, it is what it is.
Being accused of a crime such as this is enough. What's a man without his word?
Yeah.
What is he? What is
He's
a man
nothing.
without his word? If I can't trust you, you can't be around me. You can't work for me. I can't work around you. I can't really listen to you. I can't be involved in anything that you involved in. You see what I mean? And see,
Right.
This is the function of culture. When you have a culture that says, hey, all kids need to do good in school, right? So if you in class,
See, listen to this, and that's what I'm saying. Dang, man, I keep looking at this chat. Look, let me say something here. What is it? Spawn the programmer. They say that about the white man all the time, that they're going easy on their own. Okay. The man is in jail. Okay, this is the big problem. We wouldn't have no problem in this country if white people applied the same enforcement of law was applied to white folks equally. This is the problem. So since they're not getting the same treatment, the smart ones of us are going to say, hey, we're going to call that out. Damn, the white man has done this. They've done that. We got to say what they did because they're not punishing themselves. But see, this is why and I'm just trying to see how does that play out in actual life, because
I don't think people are separating their opinion about a certain topic versus the functionality of a platform. People do realize that you can get demonetized on here, right? Like you know what I mean? Like you could build up 20,000 subscribers and then they could just take your channel. Like everybody understand that, right? You see what I mean? But that's not in their mind when they're expressing their opinion about this situation with Bro Polite. You see what I mean? And they
man, I'm just amazed at some of these thought patterns out here. And if these things apply, if you apply this philosophy to your life, you treat your own harder, or you overly cook your own on little stuff, but everyone else you treat with kid gloves. Is this the mentality that you think is going to actually function and get you ahead of everyone else? I don't understand. And let's look at people who do it that way. They're not ahead. If you look at people, they circle the wagons. All of the people who rule you,
They circle their wagons. They do. And then when stuff gets too out of hand, they let them go. They cut off the fat and throw them to the wolves. But so Polite is actually, he's gone. And in my opinion, I don't see him as nothing anymore. He's literally just like York. He's just like Dr. York. He's in jail. He's the same. It's the same thing.
It's just a matter of time.
Right.
Come September, they're gonna read the charges. And there's no way that he's gonna go in there and not accept the plea deal that he didn't already agree to. The district attorney will give him life in prison if he do so. And so I know I can predict. I can make a bet. I can make a wager with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Listen. If I was running, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Yeah, it's just. This thing is crazy. Just the way that people think, man. Because if it was up to me, if I was running stuff, if you're messing with kids, and we're gonna give you a straight up fair trial, we're gonna make sure that you are actually guilty of whatever it is. Because I don't care what people say and what they think, and based on this and that, we're gonna verify that you are a guilty person. Once you are a guilty person, you're done. Don't let me be in control, because I don't need to talk bad about you all on the internet and cuss you out and do all this extra stuff. It's you're gone. That's it. We're just gonna snuff you out. That's it. That's how I look at it. But
so my comments and my commentary on the whole subject is basically, where is your humanity? If you don't agree that this is heinous and that we should shun them from the community, if you don't agree, where's your humanity? All right. And then number two, even those who are saying that they're not going to publicly say anything until the charges are read, I'm on this subject. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt with that statement, because of the fact that everybody should fall in the same bucket on this one. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is not.
It should be simple.
Yeah, this is not a debatable subject. Even people in prison, come to think about it, even people in prison judge this crime harshly. I'm talking about, what I'm saying, people that rob people and, stab.
Well, no, these people, this conversation. See, oh man, goodness, I wish some of these people would come up, because they got very good commentary, but for some reason, silence is violence. But they're sitting up in the chat silent. Yeah. We're asking you. That's how I don't understand these people.
Yeah, they just.
I really don't. This is really.
I think that they're just not. I think they're just not familiar with the channels that have covered this topic extensively over the last month and a half.
Okay, maybe that's true, because everybody don't listen to everything.
And so because of the provocative nature of the title, this is what's triggering the people.
I guess once the white man put it on the 6 o'clock news or whatever, then they'll be like,
to be honest with you, the only news I watch is the morning news.
Right.
I watch the morning news for traffic, for weather, breaking news,
practical stuff.
Yeah, but I pretty much get all my news.
See, I think these people want us to talk blood and guts and what we gonna do to. They just want that red meat, and I think we just, for some reason, we're too practical. I don't understand it. What else? Because I'm just practical. I'm just like, solve the problem. Let's move on. To me, I don't know what else to say. I did come up with what I did come up here is I'm going to defend the community. Okay.
Yeah. And
that's why I came up here, because to me, attack so you can attack him because he's trash anyway. He's done. Yeah, get rid of him, cook him, throw him away, talk whatever y'all want to talk. But when you say like the community, wait a minute, you're talking about children. Okay, you're talking about this. this is a community that he just kind of come up in and he's around, but these are people. So when you start saying like, oh, we're going to try to cash some kind of stereotype on these people just because they study this or they study that, now that's when I will come up and say, hey, wait a minute. That's what I came up to defend. But as far as him, no, yeah, you're not going to get too much argument out of me. So yeah, it might be boring because I'm not, to me, and another thing too, I'm going to always trash white people more than I trash the black man. I'm sorry, whatever, because that's how I was taught. I was taught to make a way for black folks to redeem themselves if it's a redeemable offense. Okay, so I just make it clear, and to be patient with your own people. But with an outside entity, I'm not being patient with them. And like I said, they going to be patient with themselves. Like I said, nobody batted an eye. Nobody worried about it. Literally, there's people. You could just type in the news right now. There's rapes, all sorts of heinous violations in parts of this country that everybody just ignores. Oh, of course we expect the Marines to rape people. Oh, of course we expect drugs to be in the White House. Oh, we expect crack to be part of their, whatever they're doing. Or we expect the Chinese Asians to shoot each other up. Of course we don't care about that because it does not affect us. So, but why am I going to overly demoralize black folks with negative language against a convicted felon? Now, I don't know if he's convicted, whatever the language is, but he's basically taking a plea deal. Was he an admitted guilty person?
Yeah.
Of that, I would be more inclined to discuss like, oh, how are we going to prevent these type of things from happening more? Because he ain't the only one that's doing this, damaging these girls. And then just like MOT said, he was right. Okay, what's up with why are women picking these sorts of situations? How are you going to pick a situation when this man already got, these people that he can't take care of? So, I mean, just, that's kind of how I look at it. That's the most productive direction I could see. But as far as just, ain't nobody protecting no polite, that's crazy. They just want to believe that though.
Yeah. I just say in closing, I'm about to get on about.
Yeah, we're ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, but I just say in closing, we definitely need to think about prevention. We need to think about prevention so something like this can't happen in the future. And how do you prevent something like this? Right? Man, we gotta have something for these kids 24/7. And it's entirely possible. You know what I'm saying? Stokely Carmichael, better known to some as Kwame Ture. This is what he said. He said, if you organize a little bit, you get a little bit done. If you organize a lot, you get a lot done. But if you don't organize at all, you don't get anything done. We need something 24/7 for our kids to be doing so that somebody can be accountable with who they with, what they doing, and we can direct them to the solutions that we need for our community, fam. So peace and blessings to you, man. Salute, BMT, man. Let's link on some topics, G.
Got you, bro.
Right.
All right, you guys. Thank y'all for coming through.
All right, peace out.
For everything.
Hopefully next time we can get the other guy on because he didn't have a link.
You already know, like, but Mike, that you definitely broke into some stuff. I think we definitely need.
I wanted to hear what Jelly had to say because obviously we wasn't talking good enough, and he was in that chat fuming. So, but yeah,
Jelly, give me a call. Give me a call, Jelly.
Yeah. All right then. Peace out.
All right, peace.